So that was region growing. The exact opposite of this is a region splitting. And here the idea is you start with the whole image. You say that, okay, this is your full segment, your full segment. And then you figure out, okay, which region actually don't match, and you try to break it down. Okay, and again, it's a very, very simple algorithm. We'll quickly go through this, and then I think we'll end it today. So, all right, so here how it works. So the first idea is we'll try to create this kind of graph. Okay, it's an adjacency graph, and it's called RAG, which is region adjacency graph. Okay, RAG. The idea here is, let's say you have this kind of image patch, and you have to create segments. Now, what you will do is you will start from the first level of this graph, which is the whole image. In this case, it's 8x8, of course, depending upon like how big the image is. In this case, it's 8x8 because 8 pixels here in the width and 8 pixels in the height. Okay, so total 64 pixels, and you say the whole image is one segment. Now, what you do is you divide your image into 4 different segments, all right, equally into 4 different segments. And you do that because first, what you will see is, given a segment, if the intensity is actually varying or not. Okay, and again, there can be a lot of properties you want to monitor, but in this case, let's say we want to monitor whether the pixel intensity is changing or not. And of course, we can make it more sophisticated. We can put some threshold, we can compute standard deviation, all those things, but the algorithm, the core algorithm, is not going to change. So if I look at this segment, then I see that, okay, this pixel is bright, but this pixel is very dark. So there is some variance. Then I will have to break it. So I will break it into 4 different regions, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each region will have resolution of 4x4, okay, because we have 16 pixels in each of these. All right, now what I do, I keep repeating the same process with all these segments. So I visited one, and I saw, okay, all of these are bright pixels and have same pixel intensity, right? So I don't need to break. I already found my segment. Okay, so there are no children of this node here. That's my segment. Now let's go to the second one. Second one, we see that again, there are some bright pixels, some dark pixels. Again, we break it down. So we break it down into 4. Then again, we go to the third one. Again, it's varying a lot, right? So we'll have to break it down. We go to 4, all the pixels are dark, and the values are not changing. Okay, so we don't have to break it down. That's a segment. Then we visit it like the further, if we have any more leaves, we'll go to those. And again, you can see that, okay, these are not breaking because they are uniform. This is also uniform. But again, this is uniform, but this was not uniform, right? So we'll have to break that apart. And similarly for other leaves. So we keep breaking until we get like uniform segments. And then later what we do is we try to connect these connected components, right? We keep track of like which of these segments were actually neighboring. And that's exactly what this red line here is showing. Okay, this 4 is actually this segment, right? And then you know that this segment was actually a neighbor of this segment. It's adjacent, right? So you connect those two. And again, this segment is neighbor of this. So you connect those two. And this segment is neighbor of this. So you connect that. But this one over here, it's not neighbor of like any of these. It's right over here. Okay, so this is your created segment, this black region here. All right, so that's your region splitting. And it's a very simple algorithm. You start with the whole image and you just check like, okay, whether this region is homogeneous or not. If it's homogeneous, you are done. If it's not homogeneous, you divide it into multiple segments. And for each segment, you will check whether it's homogeneous or not. And you keep repeating this process for all the child nodes. All right, so again, this is like a simple run through. You can see like original image. And again, it's not homogeneous. We'll have to break into 4. Again, this is homogeneous. We don't have to break. And these 3 will have to break them again, right? So that's the next step. And you can do that. I mean, it's trivial after that. You just keep repeating it. Okay? It's kind of a recursive algorithm. I mean, if you remember like your depth first search or breadth first search from your algorithm course, then this is exactly the same algorithm.